Five out basketball, five segments, five takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is Five Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
Well, congratulations to the Thunder. Congratulations for being a Timberwolves fan.
Yeah.
But there is another team that has a bright future. They may not be in the playoffs anymore, but things are looking good for the Orlando Magic. We're not doing a team breakdown, though. It's 5-out GM mode. We're trying to make the Magic contenders next season, and they have a lot to work with. They're projected to have the fourth best cap space heading in this free agency with like $25 million. They had a lot of success this season, and I've said this before, and I just find it really funny. The Magic are good on basketball, but when you talk about like their weaknesses, they should be one of the worst teams.
They should.
Because
They should.
they can't pass the ball, they can't shoot the ball, and their center can't rebound. How is that a fifth seed?
I don't get it.
Like, if I didn't tell you the roster at all, and I told you the three weaknesses, you would have thought I was talking about like the Wizards or the Pistons. But it's the Magic.
It's the Magic. Yeah.
And they have the opportunities to fix these holes. Everton, before we talk about our rebuild, what are your thoughts on the Orlando Magic right now?
I'm very excited for this team. I do think, like you said, they have a lot of, but that's what makes it scary that they have that many weaknesses and they're still able to be a fifth seed.
Exactly.
Like, what? With all those young players as well. Like, I think obviously we're going to make sure this team is well suited for the next season, fixing these weaknesses. But I guess I'll jump right into the first thing we usually do, which is the head coaches, because that's another thing. That's the first thing I thought of. Hey, this is the first time we're going to go into the season with the same head coach.
Actually.
Like, literally, like I know the other two GMs we did, it was like, oh, who's going to be the new coach? No.
Yeah.
Jamal Mosley is the coach. He is the coach. Like, was he third in coach of the year?
He was.
There's no reason to get rid of him. There's literally nothing in consideration. He is our head coach. That was the easiest part for me when it came to doing this.
I didn't even think about it. I just wrote down his name to make sure I didn't like accidentally mess it up on air.
Same. I just literally just put head coach keep. Like, simple as that. Yeah. Nothing else to it. So yeah.
But they got an incredible starting five. The development of Jalen Suggs has been incredible. Gary Harris is a basketball player. Von Wagner has been incredible. Paolo Banchero is an all-star. And then they got a pretty solid bench as well. But Everton, before we get into what moves you want to make this offseason, first off, I want to talk about what my goals are this offseason, and I'm going to say my first idea that needs to happen.
Okay.
Firstly, I think we got to address shooting, passing, and a rebounding center.
Same thing. Literally same here.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And then the first thing, give Anthony Black some burn, please.
Yep.
Why is he not playing? Especially when you need a point guard that can pass, and that's the guy you drafted. Give him some run time. Markelle Fultz is literally like crapping his pants live on national television in front of like millions of viewers.
Yeah.
Play the young guy. Like, I know they may not be seeing something I can see, but like I practice can't be that bad where Anthony Black can't get any burn time when his strength is your guys' biggest weakness. Like, I just feel like that's an easy connection, easy like band-aid to fix your boo-boo. So that's the first thing I'm doing. Like, he's not gonna start for me next year.
No.
He's getting legit minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I was confused because when they drafted him at 6, people were like, damn, was that a reach? And then they just weren't playing that much. I'm like, okay, either bro gotta be just dog water in the practice or something, or because if you look at his percentages, like his percentages are good. I know his numbers aren't jump out the page, but he's not playing that much. But for your weakness to be point guard play / like passing, and you drafted a guy who that was like his biggest strength, a little confused. So I do agree wholeheartedly. He does need to be getting some more minutes next year. So right there with you.
Glad we can get on that. So Everton, let's address free agency first, and then we'll head towards the draft.
Okay.
Firstly, I think all the people are going to be free agents. You let them walk. You let Fultz walk. You let Harris walk. You let Go walk.
Yeah.
You let Ingles walk. And then I think Mo Wagner is going to be a free agent as well. I wouldn't be mad they brought him back, but with my vision, he wasn't going to be necessary on the team. So I'm letting him walk as well. Because if you do all that and then a potential trade, you're going to have 25 to 30 million already before you make any trades. Like, there's going to be cap room there. And legit, like, all the Magic's like worst players from the postseason are all free agents. Let them go. How have they earned the right to come back?
That is crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Same thing. Let those guys go because the guys I want to bring in,
I
I feel like
names.
Yeah. How many names do you have bringing in?
I have two being brought in. It could be three, but I'm going with two.
I have three with a fourth maybe, but I don't think the cap space is gonna be too nice on that last
Mm,
one. So I was like, he's kind of like a throw in. But
okay.
yeah.
So here's the first thing I'm going to say. There's been a
Okay.
lot of rumors swirling around about this.
Don't say
You do not sign Klay Thompson.
good. I'm
That is
glad
the
you
worst. That is
thank
such a
you.
waste of money. If
Yeah.
the Magic do that, I'm going to be so pissed off, and literally the future would
Mhm.
dwindle. Like I know you need a shooter. Klay Thompson is too inconsistent to be your shoot.
Yeah.
Like if you have to rely on 35-year-old Klay Thompson to win you games, it's over. It's
Yeah.
beyond over.
I'm glad
So
we agree on that.
he
I was
should be
not
a,
bringing in
he should be
Clay.
a Detroit Piston next year. Like
Yeah, yeah, I
actually,
was not bringing in Clay. That
okay,
was not happening.
yeah, because
No.
there's been so many rumors. I'm glad we feel the same way about it. Get him out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah, nah, not definitely not.
Mm. So Everton, who's the first name you brought? Like, what's would you say would be the biggest signing?
I think it was a toss up between these two in terms of what I think is the biggest signing. But I
Uh,
think, okay, if you're not gonna get Clay, which you shouldn't,
yeah, you
go
should
after Buddy
not.
Hield.
I like that.
Buddy Hield, like he's been notorious for being called like the third best shooter. You know all that. Like
Uh,
he's known for being a shooter. So when I looked at the list of free agents, I'm like, oh, Buddy Hield, he one is shouldn't cost you too much. Like
yeah,
well, like 14 million, that shouldn't be too break the bank.
mm.
And if you're really willing to pay money for Clay, nah, bro, put that money in on a guy like Buddy Hield. That's what I
yeah,
think. So, yeah, I say go to Buddy Hield. He's literally known for being a floor spacer,
mm.
and he can shot create a little bit. So he's not
Yeah.
like just a cone, like oh catch fire. No, like
Uh,
he can shot create too. So, and I think he's be a perfect signer for
yeah.
them just off of that.
Do you think Philly would let Buddy Hield walk though?
So I don't know how their whole thing is. I don't know if they'll have bird rights on him. I'm assuming because he was traded, so they might
Yeah.
have bird rights on him. But I don't know how that works. He'll still be unrestricted,
Hmm.
so he can technically go where he wants.
Yeah.
So
It's just Philly's got like they got the second most cap space in the
they
NBA,
do,
so like they got
so they
money
can
to spend as well.
overpay.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing though. With Philly, I feel like I heard a lot about that Paul George stuff.
Mm.
They might want to put their money on that and let a guy
Okay.
like Buddy Hield walk. Just my theory. Just
Yeah,
my theory.
I'm just saying Paul George and Joel Embiid would probably be my least favorite duo in the history of the sport. I'd feel so bad for Tyrese Maxey.
Oh man, he not getting that ball.
Not at all.
He not getting that ball.
But
Mm-mm.
so I'm gonna say my first signing,
Mm-hmm.
and that was Malik Monk. I think
That's a
Malik
good one
Monk,
too. That's a
because
really good one.
he can score. Like he's freakishly athletic and can shoot the ball, and he's an underrated passer. I think that'd be a and it's time for him to start starting. He doesn't need to be a
Hmm.
six man anymore. Give him that opportunity. I think Orlando can do that, and they can afford it because I think there's a 0% chance he's going to back to Sacramento. I'm gonna
You don't
talk
think
about that.
so? Why
I'm not.
not?
I'm not gonna elaborate on that. I'm gonna talk about it later.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
We have a stock segment coming up, and so I'll be talking about the Sacramento Kings in that.
Okay,
Because
fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think he's gonna return to Sacramento
Mm-hmm.
because like he's ready to compete, and I think Orlando's gonna do that, and they can pay him what he wants. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Malik Monk would be a fantastic fit, and that addresses doesn't fully address the passing, but addresses the shooting 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a toss up for me between Malik and Buddy Hill because I saw his name on the free agents list too. But I don't know. I thought, okay, maybe he'll go back and want to play with his college teammate. And I mean, but that's true. If he wants to be a starter, Orlando is the place to be because they let him
Mm,
start. Whereas Sacramento, I don't know if they're going to keep being, nah, go ahead and score 20 off the bench, bro. You're
yeah,
good. So, but yeah. I like that signing. I think they kind of almost do the same thing and not like perfectly, but like.
mhm,
So I like both signings. Obviously, well, our rosters will look a little bit different,
yeah.
but yeah.
You get two GM perspective here, is where it's so nice.
Yeah, it's
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 just
the it's the way to go. It's
yeah.
the way to go.
The only thing I like, I love Buddy Hield as well, so I'm not trying to
Hmm.
like say like there's a trash thing. But like I think
Yeah.
Leo Monk has more versatility when it comes to scoring. Like I can
Hmm.
trust him to get to the
Hmm.
basket and do like some freaky highlights. So
Yeah.
that's why I think that would help out Orlando a lot.
I agree. I definitely agree that he's definitely more versatile as a scorer. So I am
Okay.
not mad at that.
So then I have one more signing, but I have
Me
two
too.
options for how this can go. So
Okay.
you need a rebounding center so bad.
Are we gonna have
So
the same center, bro?
I think we might have the same second center.
Okay.
But you either go all in and you bring in Nicholas Claxton because no one wants to go back to Brooklyn, or you bring in
Hmm.
Andre Drummond on a cheaper deal.
Oh, we don't. Okay, we don't. Okay.
Wow. Yeah,
I
'cause I
thought
think
of
Drummond would be the perfect fit.
Yeah, because it would be cheaper. It would
Yeah.
be way cheaper. So
Mhm.
I actually like that. I thought Jonas Valanciunas. Um,
Boo!
what?
We're not putting training wheels on the Orlando Magic. Don't do them like this.
Oh my gosh. What you don't ride with
No,
Jonas Valanciunas,
I
bro?
don't. I make fun of it every week for it because I saw this online. She's like, Jonas Valanciunas is literally like he's a wow. Why I just forget the word when I literally said it out loud. Like when you put like, I just said, why am I having a brain fart? What's the wheel you put on bikes so you don't fall over?
Oh,
Training
training
wheels.
wheels?
Yeah, he's training wheels for contending teams. So it's like, yeah, it does the job, but if you want to like fully ride the bike, you gotta take off the training wheels.
You
And
know
Jonas
what's
Valanciunas is the
crazy?
training wheels.
Damn. Every time a team is about to contend, he's getting traded and then they
Mhm.
contend. Damn. I didn't even think about that. Dang.
Yeah, so I just don't think like he's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Magic should shoot higher than good.
Dang.
So
Well,
that's
okay.
why,
When I looked at the free agents list, I was like, okay, Claxton, he's restricted. So
yeah.
I feel like he's going to end up back in Brooklyn, even if he doesn't want to be back in Brooklyn.
God damn.
Just saying. You got to
Yeah,
remember, he is restricted.
that is true.
So that's why I didn't consider him. And then Drummond, I like that one. He's
Mm,
cheaper and they could probably bring him in. So I like that one. I went with Jonas because while, like you said, he's training wheels, but he's still a solid player.
he
He's
is.
a big body, so he can get some rebounds and he can somewhat space the floor, which
Yeah,
I
which
feel
is
like
huge. That would
which
benefit
helps,
Paulo so much.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like having a guy who can somewhat floor space and
Mm,
rebound fixes two issues at once. I'm still rolling with Jonas. But I didn't even
okay.
think about that. He is training wheels. That's crazy. He kind of
It is.
is.
Yeah, it's just
Dang, because
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
literally Raptors traded him, win the chip.
Yeah.
He goes to the Grizzlies. They trade him. They start being a contender.
Uh-huh.
Now the Pelicans are teetering on being a contender. So what's
And
next?
they're gonna get rid of Jonas
Damn.
Valanciunas.
Dang, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
funny as hell, bro. I did not think about that.
So I like the spacing thing, but I feel like with Wendell Carter still being on the team, you bring in like Andre Drummond, you can kind of just put on the court who would be the best scheme for like, or do
Mm,
we need to focus on rebounding or we need the spacing for Paolo? So that's when you have
mm,
Wendell in. So I think
true.
that's why with that you can get the best of both worlds. So that's why I just committed on getting some rebounds because Wendell Carter does not rebound for a center.
No, he's literally Al Horford.
And I want to see Drummond get some minutes so bad. As a Bulls fan, I'm praying for his success. So I want him to go to a team
Mm.
that's getting ready to win games and where he's going to shine. And I think Orlando would be that beautiful fit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. That's a really good. I like how cheap it is too.
Mhm.
That's a very cheaper option. So I like that.
So did you have any other free agents? Because I thought you said you
So
had 3 to 4.
yeah, I had two more names that were just kind of like, we'll see.
Okay.
I had Malik Beasley. Now he's kind of a fake shooter, so that's why I'm like I wasn't sure about him. But look, his numbers are always gonna say that he shoots the three ball well, so why not gamble? He doesn't
Mhm.
have to play that much, sure, why not? And the other guy, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I say this guy's name a lot, but Tyus Jones.
Okay. No, that's a perfect point guard
He's
fit.
so good though. Like
Yeah. No,
he
that's awesome.
works.
I
He
love that
works so
signing.
well. So like with Tyus Jones, like I feel like if you bring him in, first off, Suggs could play the two. He's not
Yeah.
incapable of playing the two.
He really
And
should
then
play the
like,
two.
right, he should probably play the two. And then you have him and Jones. Jones is one of the most steady point guards you can have. He can floor space. He's pretty efficient. He's not going to turn the ball over, and
Hmm.
he can pass. Like he literally can do everything you need from like your steady point guard. And he could probably teach Anthony Black some things. I don't know. I mean, they're not that far apart in age, so that's kind of a weird thing to say. But
Hmm.
well, actually, they might be kind of far in age at this point now, actually. But at the end of the day, like he'd be a good point guard to have. And then off the bench, you'll still have Cole who could shot chuck at this point. That's kind of all he
Hmm.
does. And then Anthony Black hopefully get more minutes. I think they'd have a good guard rotation from those like
Hmm.
four guards. Let Fultz walk.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's so I'll keep Malik Beasley because I don't think he'll cost that much. And then Tyus
Hmm.
Jones shouldn't run your bank too much. So I'll keep all four of the guys I had, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, if I wasn't trying to give Anthony Black more burn, I think Tyus Jones would be the perfect
Mm,
option.
hmm
100%.
Yeah.
But that
That's
yeah.
that's a good point.
Mm. So
And then
Everton,
you also have
what's up?
Buddy Hield now for
Mm.
me. Maybe I'll pass on Ty Jones because he might actually cost some bread too because he's
Uh-huh.
kind of a hotter commodity. So
Mm.
yeah.
Well, now we go to draft day in Everton. You were talking about Cole Anthony.
Mm.
I'm getting rid of him here.
You're trading him.
I am
Okay. Okay. That's okay. I didn't even
because
consider that. Okay.
I have the Magic trading up in the draft
To what?
to pick number 7.
Is this a segue?
It's not going to be a segue, but
Oh,
it could
okay.
be a segue because I do bring it up in my mock draft. First ever trade in 5-out mock draft history is going to happen today, ladies and
Damn.
gentlemen.
Okay.
But when I look for a player in this draft that's ready to compete right away, is an incredible 3-point scorer, also can get to the rim, I'm like, oh my God, 23-year-old Dalton Connect is exactly what the Orlando Magic need off this bench so bad. We
Mm-hmm.
saw the immediate impact Jaime Jaquez had. Imagine the impact this 23-year-old is going to have. And when it's the Magic's biggest holes, this is going to be the biggest spark plug in the world. And I think the Magic should do anything in their power to get this guy. And when you already have 18 million guards, you can give up one of them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can move on from Cole Anthony to give Anthony Black more burn and you can get a wing that's going to give you exactly what you need and it's not Klay Thompson, you do the move. You can afford to
Yeah,
do it. And the
I'm not mad
Magic,
at
they
that.
have like 3 first-round picks next year, so I had them trading this year's 18th pick. They trade either. So I don't get how this works. Draft picks confuse me sometimes because it's either gonna be Milwaukee's or Memphis's pick. If it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be Memphis, just give it right back to the Grizzlies. Let them have their pick. And so
True
you
that.
give them those two first, and then you give
Oh.
them Cole Anthony so the Grizzlies can have like another point guard off the bench
Mm-hmm.
because the Grizzlies can work on improving their depth a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I think this would be a beautiful trade for both sides.
Okay. Yeah. When it came, I didn't think of a trade, so I just went straight for the 18th pick.
Okay, who'd you
And
take?
I did this. I did the mock before I did the GM.
Okay.
So I've had them picking Devin Carter because he's
Hmm.
let me actually pull up his profile so I don't spaz.
Man, you're about to have
Um
like 7 point guards.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I did this before, but I mean he's a guy who can space the floor. He averaged 20. He averaged
Yeah.
9 rebounds
Yeah,
too.
he's a
Damn.
hustle guy.
So he'd be good. He'd be a good guard to have. But
Mm.
again, I did this before. So it kind of is a little tweaky now. So I think,
Mm.
okay, I'll keep him, but I'm not gonna sign Tyus Jones, pass on the Tyus Jones thing. Fultz is gone.
Yeah.
And then Cole Anthony. Hmm.
Ni hao, chi hao.
Jeez. I don't know if I trade him in the draft
Mm.
specifically, but I'm
Mhm.
sure there's a team that would love to have Cole Anthony. So I'd probably look to move him to a team who
Ju-
wants like a 6 man kind of
Just get some
dude.
draft capital.
Yeah, something like that. It doesn't have to be specifically a player in return, just some draft capital for the future. Why not?
Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna give you guys my roster, and then Everton's gonna give you his roster, and then I want to hear in the comments who did the better rebuild, because a little bit of friendly competition, because this is
Yeah,
like the only time where me and Everton don't say the same exact thing.
pretty much.
And so my lineup, because what I like about Everton's though is like Jalen Suggs is gonna be at the 2, because I have
Hmm.
Jalen Suggs at my point guard, which I like. He's still a good passer, but I still think the passing of Orlando can be improved on. I'm hoping Anthony
Mm.
Black can save that issue.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
lineup is Jalen Suggs, Malik Monk, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and then I'm gonna go with Drummond. I'm not gonna go for Nick Claxton. And then so Drummond and Wendell Carter will be interchangeable, so one of them will be the 6 man, and then I'll have Dalton Connect, Anthony Black, Jonathan Isaac, and Jet Howard. Jet Howard's not gonna get any burn. It's just I needed a
Mm,
10th.
Probably not gonna get no burn. Okay, so with me, I guess dropping Tyus Jones because they're drafting Devin Carter.
Mm,
I guess Suggs will go back to playing the 1 because I don't know how I feel about starting Carter or Black.
yeah.
So I have to just pass on that. So I guess Jalen Suggs will still be the 1, which is not a big thing, not a
Mm,
big deal, not the craziest thing, but Suggs, Healed, um, Franz, Paulo, and then Jonas, which I think is
mm,
actually not a bad starting lineup, low
not at
key.
all.
And then off the bench, I guess Malik Beasley, Anthony Black, Devin Carter, and Jonathan Isaac,
Mm,
and I guess Jet Howard,
mm,
who I don't know how much burn he's gonna get, but he's on the team.
yeah.
So,
Someone needs
oh,
to
Wendell
clap though.
Carter,
When
Wendell
the
Carter
yeah,
as well.
I say someone
Uh,
needed to clap their hands, get that Gatorade ready, have a nice fun conversation and some street clothes.
True, true, true. That's facts. He does need to be on the bench for vibes, for vibes.
And he will bring vibes. But let us know in the comments who rebuilt the Magic the best, who'd compete more next season. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey the Master LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.